Relationship to authority is something which has fascinated me for a very long time, and something which plays into the inherent hierarchy that exists amongst humans. And the question to me isn't whether hierarchy exists or not, it's whether that hierarchy is just. And the hierarchy that exists between online creators and, excuse me, online creators and the people who own the platforms they're on is on shaky ground, to say the least, just like this camera here. Um, but it's something which has been talked about for a very long time. And I would suggest you all read The Death of Ivan Ilyich, where it's touched upon and how Ilyich always just bowed down to those above him. But the reason I bring this up is because YouTuber Sargon of Akkad has just had his Patreon banned, and there's been kind of another online purge. And it's not just an online purge; it's another Orwellian purge to try to censor those that the progressives of Silicon Valley do not like. Um, and I want to make something very clear: these purges, everything from Adocalypse to everything else, doesn't just affect the centrists and center lefties to the conservatives. It also affects the progressive left, who is slightly more moderate than those at Silicon Valley. And this is evident through people like Secular Talk and the Pacman Show having their revenue cut dramatically on YouTube and having to go to sites like Patreon because they don't meet YouTube's requirement because of the sensitive material they talk about. But anyways, to get back to the point, Sargon of Akkad was just banned from Patreon recently. His essential superior, in a way, because they're the ones they own the platform that he made money on. And his banning was, quite frankly, appalling. Sargon was banned for something that he did not do on his Patreon page, therefore meaning that by Patreon's guidelines, they had no reason to ban him. And this was made evident through Jack Conte, who is the CEO of Patreon's interview with Dave Rubin, linked down in the description, down there. Ooh, camera makes that quite big. You can't see me. Anyways, back to the point. Um, I think this banning was completely unjust. I watched the clip of Sargon. It's gone all over the internet. And thankfully, he's gotten support from channels as big as PewDiePie, which is quite shocking. And anyways, for those of you who aren't subscribed to PewDiePie, go do it because he has to be T-Series. But that's beside the point. Um, so YouTube, or excuse me, Patreon banned him for something that he said in a live stream with someone else about, and Sargon used the N-word to describe the alt-right, saying that they act like N-words and they act like the black people that they're describing because of how childish they are. Now, the alt-right is the alt-right. They are white nationalists. They don't believe in free speech. They are fascistic in their politics, and they're very unlikable. They're basically the opposite side of the coin to Antifa, and they have a right to have a platform. I just hope not too many people listen to them, and I hope people come more to reason and take in other information as well, and hopefully rational people can come to rational conclusions. But anyways, I'm getting completely off track. Forgive me. Sargon, this is my first video. Sargon's banning was unjust. And Sargon's banning was unjust because it is a violation, first off, of his free speech. I mean, he has a right to say what he wants to say, particularly when it's not on the platform, Patreon. He shouldn't be affected by it. And also, it's hypocritical because Patreon has channels that start with the N-word on it, and to use a double standard like that for Sargon because you don't like his politics is immoral and hypocritical. I mean, you want to talk about hypocrisy? There it is. So Sargon's banning is wrong. It is Orwellian, and progressive lefties like David Pacman and Secular Talk, I know you guys were hit by the Adocalypse and other events that have happened on the internet, but watch out because I think you guys are next on the chopping block.